Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take, these complex sources, articles, notes, research, and we really just boil them down for you.
Right into the most powerful, usable bits of knowledge.
And today, we are putting on our financial armor. We're diving into some wisdom that's a little different. It's not about how to get rich.
No, it's about how to stop ourselves from getting poor, and that is a huge shift in perspective.
It is.
Most people are out there chasing growth, but the sources we've pulled for today, they're all inspired by this inverse thinking of Charlie Munger,
Warren Buffett's legendary partner.
one and only.
Yeah.
And his core philosophy was actually pretty simple. He said the fastest, most certain way to wealth is to just identify and, consistently avoid stupidity.
Exactly. So our mission today is a high-speed deep dive into what is basically Munger's personal kill these stupid ideas hit list.
I love that.
We're pulling out the 15 biggest, most common money blunders. Think of it as a shortcut, a way to learn defensive financial strategy, but framed with analogies that, make sense right now.
And that defense mechanism is, it's everything. If you could just successfully avoid the landmines, the big, predictable mistakes that get most people, the path to, compounding and wealth, it just clears itself.
That opens right up.
Yeah. We're learning how to get financial freedom by focusing on what not to do.
Okay, let's start with the mistakes that involve leverage and that need for instant gratification. This is maybe the most destructive one, especially for new investors. We are talking about using debt.
All right, so here's the first killer mistake. Borrowing money to buy things that immediately, and I mean immediately, depreciate.
So consumer goods, trends that last a week.
Anything that doesn't hold or gain value.
Yeah.
Munger's rule here was totally non-negotiable. He just said, never borrow money for something that goes down in value, ever.
And the sources have this fantastic analogy for the modern tools, right? Like Klarna or Afterpay. Using those for, say, V-Bucks or clothes, it's like pulling the pin on a financial grenade and just saying, I'll deal with the explosion later.
That is the perfect way to put it. Because that interest, that debt, it's a time bomb. It just eats away at your opportunity. We found this story about a kid, Alex from Texas.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
He blew $800 on Fortnite cards with his mom's credit card. And it took him 2 years of mowing lawns to pay it all back. The original money plus the interest.
And he had that quote he called interest. What was it?
The skin that eats your soul.
Wow.
And that's the point, right? The interest compounds against you. It's stealing the money you could have been investing.
That completely reframes consumer debt. It's not just a payment. It's the deletion of your future wealth.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the psychological side of this. The financial fashion, let's call it. The next two mistakes are all about herd mentality. First one, just following the crowd.
And if you follow the crowd, you basically guarantee you're going to buy at the peak and sell at the bottom.
Right.
You become the person that the patient, smart investors are thanking when they're selling their position to you at the top.
So, if everyone is wearing the hypebeast clothes and running towards the cliff, the smart move is to wait for the clearance sale 90% off.
That's it. And this behavior, it's always justified by the next mistake. And this one's a killer. It's thinking, this time is different.
Oh, man. Arguably the most expensive forwards in history.
I think it is.
It feels like every generation has to learn this the hard way. I mean, Dutch tulips, Beanie Babies in the 90s, or, the NFT monkeys. The bubble always pops. So why do we keep falling for it?
It's just human nature. We see the price going up fast, and we confuse that with actual fundamental value. Your friend makes a 10x return overnight on some meme stock, and that fear of missing out, it just overrides all rational thought.
Totally.
But these hype cycles, they follow the same script every single time. Value investing always wins out.
And that herd mentality leads straight to the next blunder, which is purely social. Spending money to impress people you don't even like.
This is just the ultimate waste. You're paying a premium, probably with credit, for this tiny little boost of status among people who, frankly, they don't care. 5 minutes later, they've forgotten all about you and your new gadget.
Right. You buy the glowing keyboard, they think it's cool for 4 seconds, and you're the one stuck with the empty wallet and the bill forever. That money should have been working for you.
Not paying for a moment of validation.
Okay, so here's where Munger's wisdom really kind of flips the script. We're moving from spending habits to how we act in the market. And this is all about why activity so often equals a stupidity tax.
Yeah, let's start with what the sources call the Fortnite syndrome.
I love this name for it.
It's our mistake number 4. Trading too much. It comes from this illusion that if you're constantly moving, constantly checking your phone, making trades, that you're doing better.
When the consequence is you're just paying the market for the privilege of making bad decisions. You're paying that stupidity tax for being overactive.
You have to internalize Munger's core idea here. The big money is not in the buying and selling, but in the waiting.
Go waiting.
And the source material had this great comparison. The kid who buys one share of Microsoft, or as they called it, Minecraft, and just forgets about it for 5 years. That kid beats the daily trader every single time. Compounding needs time. It needs inertia, not you reacting to every little news headline.
And if you're trading that much, it's probably because you've made the next error, which is mistake number 9, thinking you're smarter than the market.
It's pure financial hubris. I mean, think about it. It's you, one person, versus institutions, AI algorithms, computers trading millions of times a second.
With information you'll never see.
Exactly. Trying to time the market is a fool's errand. You have to have some humility. If it looks too easy, you are missing something.
And when we don't have that humility, that's when we fall for the easy answers. Mistake number 10, falling for get rich quick anything.
If it sounds like a Minecraft scam, promising a stack of diamonds for one block of dirt, it's a scam. If it's being advertised everywhere, it means the people selling the dream are getting rich, not you. We're talking drop shipping schemes, crypto masterclasses promising guaranteed returns. It just doesn't work that way. Wealth is built slowly.
And that idea of building slowly is so important, especially when things get rocky, which brings us to mistake number 12, panicking when stuff drops.
This is where emotion just completely takes over. You sell when fear is at its absolute peak, and in that moment, you turn a paper loss, a temporary number on a screen, into a real permanent loss.
You lock it in.
You lock in the worst possible outcome.
We had that great example from the sources. Sarah, who was 12 years old.
Oh, this story is amazing.
She invested $200 in Disney stock, and she did it in March of 2020.
Right when the world was shutting down, the market was in free fall.
Everyone was selling, but she just held on. She refused to sell into that fear, and that patience turned her $200 into over $600, enough to buy her a Nintendo Switch.
She was buying when the herd was stampeding away. That's it. That long-term thinking always beats short-term panic.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. We're moving into what you could call essential financial hygiene, the mindset you need for, preservation and growth. And we're starting with a big one. Mistake number 6, keeping all your money in one place.
Lack of diversification. It's just a recipe for disaster. The analogy from the sources was perfect. Putting all your golden eggs in one chest.
Right.
One bad thing happens. A company fails, a whole sector crashes, and boom, everything's gone. Diversification is just about spreading your risk out so that one hit doesn't destroy your whole foundation.
Makes sense. Okay, next up, a more subtle one, a psychological trap. Mistake number 7, buying something just because it's on sale.
Oh, this one is so common. People feel like they are basically making money because an item is 70% off.
I felt that. I saved so much.
But the reality is, you spent $30 on something you never needed in the first place, just because of a sticker. You didn't make money. You lost $30, plus what that $30 could have become.
That's a tough one to unlearn. Okay, how about a social mistake? Number 8, lending money to friends without, writing it down.
This is almost always a lose-lose. You're basically setting yourself up to either lose the money or even worse, lose the friend because of all the awkwardness and resentment that builds up.
So what's the pro move?
If you really want to help, just give the money as a gift. No strings attached, zero expectation of ever seeing it again. That saves the money and it saves the relationship.
That's smart. Okay, let's pivot to something that stops people before they even start. Mistake number 11, not starting because I only have $5.
This one is so sad because it completely misunderstands the power of compounding over time. The best day to start investing was yesterday. The second best day is today.
Right.
The amount you start with is way, way less important than the amount of time you give that money to grow.
And the detail in the source here just drives it home. You take $5, just 5, put it in an S&P 500 index fund, and you leave it alone for 50 years.
50 years.
That $5 can turn into more than $1,000. It's like magic, but you can't interrupt it.
And that magic gets totally ruined by mistake number 14, spending money you haven't earned yet.
Ah, yes. Counting your chickens before they hatch. A recipe for financial salmonella.
Ah, exactly. This is just about discipline. It's about defining what's real money. Your future allowance, birthday money you think you're getting, that's all just vapor.
Imaginary money.
It's imaginary money. Only spend money that is actually physically in your account right now.
Okay, next we have a really deep psychological trap. Mistake number 13. Bragging about your wins but hiding your losses.
This one is so dangerous because it completely warps your own reality. When you only talk about your successes, you start to believe your lucky breaks were actually moments of genius.
Right. I'm a brilliant investor.
And that encourages you to take bigger, dumber risks until you inevitably blow up.
So what's the solution they offer? It was really clever.
Keep a money diary of shame.
Yes.
Seriously. Write down every dumb thing you do with money, every impulse buy, every panic sale. Reading it later becomes this powerful vaccine against repeating those same mistakes.
Oh, I love that. Okay, finally we get to what is really the capstone of this whole philosophy. Mistake number 15. Forgetting that money is just a tool for freedom.
That's what it all comes down to.
Money is not for flexing. That just gets you stuck in that status trap we talked about.
Right.
Money is for buying back your time, for achieving independence, for helping people you love. It lets you live life on, creative mode instead of survival mode. If you lose sight of that, you'll make all these other mistakes trying to get money for the wrong reasons.
That is the entire game.
So we've covered 15 critical blunders, from debt and hype to, overactivity and a lack of self-awareness. The ultimate takeaway from all this Munger wisdom is that avoiding stupidity, it's not just a good idea. It is your single greatest financial superpower.
It's the ultimate advantage. If you boil all this down into Munger's one ultimate rule, you get this elegant simplicity. The first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily.
Okay.
The second rule is to never forget the first rule.
And the third.
And the third rule is don't do stupid stuff.
That's the foundation. And now we want to give you a tool, something you can use immediately to avoid all 15 of these traps.
The next time you're about to check out online or you're looking at that buy button on some speculative thing, we want you to play the What Would Charlie Do game.
Ask the question out loud. What would the legendary Charlie Munger do right now? And if your impulse is to buy the thing that loses value, or follow the crowd, or panic sell, you just do the exact opposite of that dumb impulse.
This method works 100% of the time to avoid these financial killers. You now have the weapon. You have the behavioral knowledge.
You are now dangerous. Dangerous to poverty, dangerous to being broke, and dangerous to anyone trying to sell you a get-rich-quick scheme. Go use this to protect your future. We'll see you on the next Deep Dive.